It's Forbidden Door weekend, and we've got some big hitting action to kick us off. We've got 2 matches on the docket tonight, so strap on in as we head right into numero uno this very evening. And we're into the underground for our opener. And the bullets are flying already. Raise those fists. The guns are in town.
The following is a submission match. Making his way to the ring, representing the Motor City Machine Guns from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 215 pounds, Alex Shelley.
Shelley is doing it alone here tonight, as he is ready to compete in the underground. Guns were locked in. They're loaded. Shelley's going to war. That Motor City stretch gonna be a lethal weapon in this sort of matchup, as the only way to win is via submission. His opponent, well, potentially at a disadvantage. But which of the Gallus members is it? We're about to find out.
And his opponent, accompanied by Wolfgang, representing Gallus from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 248 pounds, Joe Coffey.
We've switched Coffey brothers, it seems. Joe Coffey entering the arena for this matchup. Wolfgang by his side, though. Gallus still a unit. No matter which formation they take. I feel Shelley loses that advantage of having a submission finishing maneuver as the backup of Wolfgang. Gonna potentially give an advantage over to Joe Coffey. Crowd in the arena here for the guns. It's Coffey looking to shut them up early. Collar and elbow tie up here between our 2 athletes. That Shelley overpowers and sends Coffey to the outside of and now gets to go to work. It may be a submission match, but there is still countouts here. Shelley heads up top. Leaping off the top, brings down Coffey with the Hurricane Rana. And you kind of look at this situation, this matchup, realistically speaking. Coffey needs to go to work early. He needs to slow down, stifle the offense that Shelley is going for, but Shelley is moving at some pace here. Lining up a shot. A big super kick connects to the jaw. The chin of Coffey going to be tested as there's a coup de grace out from Shelley. Coffey really in trouble here. The early goings haven't gone his way. Gonna push off Alex Shelley here. Fires himself up as well. Discus lariat comes through there. Just takes off the skull of Alex Shelley, locking in the nerve trap there. Tried to get the early submission, but reciprocating that bit of offense is Shelley, who locks in the Fujiwara armbar. Reversed out of there by Coffey. As now Joe off to work. Nice backbreaker there. Sends Shelly into mat. A vicious chop now being traded. And this is certainly an interesting matchup as Shelly caught there by Joe. Nice European uppercut. Reversal out the back with that inverted DDT. But getting back on topic, last week, if you missed it, the Guns took it to Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. And the Motor City Machine Guns won that matchup. This week, getting Joe as Skelly skywalking. Leg stomp puller coming out there from Shelly as well. But the Guns came out victorious last week. A big matchup at that on the Underground. It's not so typical we see tag team offense. And between these two brand rivals, it certainly does set up future challenges towards the Undisputed World Tag Team Championship. But we're yet to see the best version of Gallus competing against the Guns. That may come sooner as Shelly just plants down Joe Coffey with that facebuster type maneuver. Nice side Russian leg sweep takes down Joe Coffey. And the typical thing when we talk about Gallus is the Coffey brothers being a solid unit. Wolfgang the cheerleader. There's a nice frog splash there from Shelly, connects and he got a little froggy with it. Now looking to put him into stretch. The Motor City stretch locked in. Coffey being wrenched on. Will he tap here? Yes, he does. We don't get to finish the topic. Motor City Machine Guns. 2 victories over Gallus in quick succession. First in singles. Well, second in singles. First in that tag team match. I still feel that this feud, this rivalry, is not done just yet. We'll see how it progresses as we now get to look forward to our next matchup. A big one at that. Strap on in, because you don't want to miss that bad boy.
Here is your winner, Alex Shelley.
Well, it's time.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Dallas, Texas.
Happy Wednesday? Actually, we're past that, but something that we're on is a conquest. Ren Sinclair looking to start one here in IPW. Last time out in the Underground was a losing affair. This time looking to bounce back, going toe-to-toe with a star who's also competed in the Underground. Unfortunately for Ren, this star's got an even record, 1-1. And she can count in Spanish.
And her opponent from Miami, Florida, Lola Vice.
And she's looking to make Ren feel Spain without the S. here in this one. A standard MMA rules matchup here in the Underground, which means no pinfall. KO submission, the only way to win. And that must take place in the ring. There is no DQ and I believe no countouts. Which makes this an explosive bout to really get our teeth into here tonight. The crowd aware of what sort of match this is. Two NXT stars battling as they tie up to start this one off. Ren takes advantage early, overpowering Lola into the corner. Clean break between the two, but Ren quicker to the shot. Nice exploder in the corner. Sends Lola flying, but Vice back on the attack. Pressure reversed though as Ren takes out the knee, tries to take down Vice but cannot do so. And the follow-up offense also mitigated by Lola. They tie up once more here. Vice's grip looked a little funky on that tie-up, thus giving Ren better posture, better chance to push her over, and a little bit of collar and elbow tie-up situations, and oh no, the third one doesn't end so cleanly, but it does also end in a Sinclair victory in that kind of grappling affair. And that is, you've got to say, a lot of good work in the training department from the likes of Charlie Dempsey in the No Quarter Catch crew. Sinclair's learnt a lot from them. Drops the elbow. Realistically, she's learned a lot, but she's yet to convert on her teachings. Really needs to find that avenue back into the swing of winning. Yet to really do so here in IPW. Always kind of watched on as Dempsey was victorious in his last bout, a tag team match. It was him and Aura Mensa working together as Ren drops the elbow across the heart of Lola Vice. Chair brought into the picture. We said it's no DQ. KO submission, all that it takes to win this matchup. But the fall must happen inside our squared circle. A simple rule to follow. Like most matches, must end in that ring. And well, Vice looking to take it back in there after suffering a chair shot in the early goings. She sends Ren back inside. Not going to go for a bit of plunder herself. Instead, follows Sinclair back into the ring, and now back on the offensive. Another shoulder breaker out from Vice, looking for the same maneuver, but Ren turning it around, up, down, cradle shot, connecting, planting Vice, and now looking to follow it up with something else. Here is Sinclair, hooks her up, Ujiwara armbar, salt of the earth, whatever you want to call it, disarmor, you name it, it's got many names. They all do the same thing. They hurt that goddamn arm. The elbow joint getting torn apart. Sinclair keeping the pressure on maybe. Opts to go outside. A staggering Vice inside the ring. Coming back. Catches the chair. But cannot protect herself from the lariat. That distracting shot from Sinclair. Just keeping the pressure on here. Vice finding a way back in. Nice spinning heel kick. Drops Sinclair, but drops her once more. Facebuster. Gonna say it didn't keep Sinclair down for long enough, but that Facebuster certainly did the job, and now the ground and pound game of Vice can come into play. Former MMA star caught now as Sinclair back to a vertical base. Drills Vice into the top turnbuckle. That is just vicious offense from Sinclair. Boot scraping now in the corner. And Vice, she's losing her offense and the chances in this match closer and closer to victory for Sinclair. As every aching breath goes, but that is a nice combo from Vice, who rolls to the outside to follow Sinclair. Sinclair's back up, going underneath the ring once more. Looks to have got some weaponry in the form of a table. We return into the ring, it seems. Vice wanted to watch her opponent grab some wood. And now the Fujiwara armbar, the price for admission into the ring for Vice. Locked in it deep. Sinclair wrenching. Can't get the W just yet, but she's done a heck of a lot of damage to Vice. Vice back to her feet. Hooks up Ren, a knee to the sternum. Followed up with an axe kick. Drops Sinclair with the shot, and now looking to follow it up. Armbar applied. Sinclair escaping the technical wrestling prowess on display there to get out of that hold. Ren now on the attack. Sends Vice running. Ducks down the shot, follows her around, through with a lariat onto the wood of that table. Not a safe landing spot, certainly a hard one. And in comes the chair. Oh no, no shot just yet. Instead, Sinclair takes the back. Full Nelson applied, Lola out of it. Takes the back of Ren, a shot comes through, but her shot caught, and now Ren sends her running again. A drop down, and the kitchen sink just coming through as the table picked up and just dropped on the skull of Vice. It's not going to do too much damage as the spinning back fist is missed. And Vice comes through with another shot. The spinning back fist once more misses. Ren avoids the two big time maneuvers. Keeps the offense going. Now, Vice in a world of trouble, forced to roll out. Realizing Ren was building momentum, avoided the big shots. And now, Sinclair has the opportunity to punish. Table collapses as Vice dances on it, but she's caught with a big elbow. Renton Sinclair fully in control of this bout. Vice really hasn't had the chance to really perform, but let's be honest, in an MMA situation, flash offense still has the potential to knock out the opponent, to just catch them off guard. All it really takes is two big maneuvers. One to put them on the cusp of being knocked out, the other shot to do the job. And realistically speaking, that's typically what we tend to see from our stars here in MMA bouts. Two shot jobs that just end the day. Ren, nice exploder once more in the corner. Drills Vice into it. Now hooks her up. Up, down with a cradle shock. For a second, I thought that was the two big shots to seal the deal for Vice, but Ren doesn't get the job done. Instead, she's a little bit stuck right now. Unsure of if she wants to be inside or outside the ring. A chair, though, certainly makes the choice a little easier as, well, the shots come flying in. Vice avoids the third and hits the spinning back fist. She drops Sinclair. And now the armbar applied. Ren out of it. Punching the skull of Vice to get out the hold. Hooks her up. Nice European uppercut. Sinclair caught though, sent running into the table. Vice not going to follow it up. Instead, changing tune. Goes for, looks to be a football. Football in play. And it's tossed into the skull for a touchback. Sinclair caught. Vice. Fireman's carry. Benadryl coming through. Another name for the maneuver, a detonation kick. Table being tossed about here as Sinclair catches. Vice locks in the Fujiwara armbar. It's in deep. Wrenching back is Ren. Vice taps out. And Sinclair goes on to secure her first victory here in IPW. A massive statement made, beating Lola Vice, who was 1-1. And Vice has put on some pretty hefty bouts here in IPW. But that record now goes to 1-2. Ren advances hers to 1-1. That is a promising sign for Sinclair, of which she now gets to look forward to maybe some more difficult opponents. There are some names being touted. Jada Parker in that mix, as is Indy Hartwell, Shotzi, Sonya Deville also, and Elytra Lopez. There are a few names in that listing that could be potentially difficult opponents for Ren Sinclair.
Here is your winner.
Sinclair victorious here. And she gets the job done. Let's see where it leads her in her next bout here in IPW. Well, ahead of its bout on Thursday night against the world champ, the Emerald champion Will Ospreay, it looks like Adam Copeland's looking to get a few words in here in the Underground. Not a typical place to see the Rated R superstar, but let's hear what he has to say on the mic. Looks to be calling out the crowd here, saying how wonderful it is to be here in the Underground, and he's stating he's going to pull off the win by completing a challenge. Can he do so on Thursday? Remember, championship's on the line. He is not going to get hit. Difficult thing to promise ahead of his World Championship match. Going up against Ospreay, the guy just takes it to an elevated level. I don't think Copeland can manage it. And so, we'll see. Thursday night, a big matchup to main event our episode of Breakdown. But with that in the books, a quick episode of Underground to get me into AEW Forbidden Door. I don't want to miss that because I'm sat front row. Yeehaw. But yes, thanks for joining me tonight for Underground. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll probably be in London right now. And I'll see you guys for Prime Time on Tuesday night. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big